watching My 9 News at 10.
And now to a Unit 9 investigation. Everybody has to pay for their own mistakes, right? Well, not hospitals. They can operate on the wrong body part and then use your tax dollars to help pay for fixing it.
But that's going to change very soon. In the last segment of Unit 9's series on hospital mistakes, Brenda Flanagan explains how hospitals will have to foot the bill when they get it wrong.
I said, well, I can't go home. I really said, I can't go home. I'm in agony.
Marna Gold says after her hysterectomy, she begged nurses to let her stay in the hospital a bit longer, but they sent her home, hurting and feverish.
They wanted to get me out because that was the cheapest way to do it.
It took weeks before Marna felt well enough to go back for a checkup, and she had a mysterious bump next to her surgical scar. The first doctor said, you're fine. The second doctor saw the bump and ordered a CAT scan.
I was scared. I was scared. They told me that the CAT scan showed a pad had been left in me.
During surgery, nurses use these pads like sponges. They're supposed to count 3 pads into the patient, 3 pads out. But in Marna's case, it was 3 in, only 2 out.
The worst part was leaving the pads in. Then the nerve of them to say, you have to leave when you're so sick.
Marna's up and around now after a second surgery to remove the pad left in during the first surgery. Medicare paid for everything, but she says it should never have happened. In fact, what happened to Marna is called a never event because it never should have happened. And come October, Medicare will stop paying hospitals to fix 8 of these preventable mistakes. A partial list of these never events includes objects left inside patients after surgery, falls that result in fractures, burns, and other serious injuries, and complications from using the wrong blood type. Patient advocates say it's about time.
I think this is a great development.
Art Levin heads the Center for Medical Consumers.
It sends a loud message, a loud, clear message to providers that these things shouldn't happen.
Because he says it's all about the money. How much? Hospital charges for all 8 never events cost Medicare nearly $22 billion taxpayer dollars last year, money hospitals would hate to lose. And now states are taking notice.
It's the same idea that there are just some things that shouldn't be paid for at all.
State Health Commissioner Richard Dane says this October, New York's Medicaid program will join Massachusetts and also stop reimbursing hospitals for certain errors. But he says it's not so much the money.
It shouldn't happen. It's also a publicly available number, and we just don't want this to happen at all.
A partial list of New York's 14 non-reimbursable never events includes operating on the wrong body part, operating on the wrong patient, and medication mistakes. Hospital reaction?
The hospitals among our membership, they don't want to be paid for things that clearly should not have occurred.
But Lorraine Ryan of the Greater New York Hospital Association says it's not as simple as it sounds.
There could be something about the patient that allowed the event to have occurred. The individual factors have to be sorted through and analyzed.
What kind of forces those hospitals or organizations that have not adopted a transparency philosophy to do so?
Brenda Hall of Liberty Health Systems in New Jersey says to improve the system, they'll encourage hospital staff to report problems and mistakes without fear of punishment. Like Marna says.
And maybe if you admit to it, you'll see that if you do something, everybody makes mistakes.
I'm Brenda Flanagan, Unit 9.
And if you have a story idea for Unit 9, call us at 877-UNIT-9TV or email us at my9tv.com and click on the Unit 9 icon.